Tuning in to the online broadcast network, AFTERBUZZ TV. Over 20 million weekly downloads in over 150 countries, and your #1 source for after-show entertainment. AFTERBUZZ TV, the destination for TV superfans. Producing aftershows for over 300 of your favorite TV shows. Interviewing celebrities and showrunners. And bringing you behind-the-scenes exclusives. All thanks to E! Entertainment's Maria Menounos, producer Kevin Undergaro, and internet leader Akamai. Now, let the buzz begin!
Yeah. Good afternoon, good morning, good evening, after buzzers. Rolling solo today is Thaddeus Massey for America's Next Top Model. Cycle 21, episode 10, The Girl with the Blood-Curdling Scream. Mike Skakoza's off doing Cycle 20 stuff. Emma Kay's off doing stylist stuff. Amanda Fields is off doing Runaway Queen stuff. And Francisco Thurston was going to be here, but you guys know he boogies. You know, he's a dancer and his stuff, you know, his rehearsal got pulled late. You know, these people are doing big things. Doing big things here at ABTV. You know what I'm saying? I'm here doing it big at ABTV. Anyway, let's talk about this episode that happened. Very interesting developments for this episode 10. We start the episode with Ben and Chantel. We start off with the continuation of the previous episode, which is episode 9, and Chantel and Ben are looking to see who's going to actually be able to go to Korea. Everybody was brought back. Ben and Chantel were the top 2 from the group that was brought back, and it turns out to be, drumroll, Chantel. Chantel wins. Ben goes home. A lot of people were hoping that Ben was the one that was actually going to be kept for this episode, but unfortunately for those fans, Chantel stayed, but Chantel edged him out because Chantel has an amazing social media following amongst all the other criteria that was required for her to come back, and she edged Ben out. So the guys didn't really seem to mind so much. I think they probably would have been like more bothered if it was Ben that got to come back, but the girls, Shy and Lennox in particular, weren't too happy that Chantel got chosen to come back. And Chantel is actually like feeling good about getting this opportunity to come to the house and do her thing. The first challenge that was presented to everybody was they were going to do a photo shoot with a photographer that made an appearance last season in Cycle 20, Cobra Snake. Cobra Snake, I think, or I believe, I can be corrected if I'm wrong, he is a party photographer. He catches like the hottest party shots and all the hottest parties and events or whatever, right? So they are taking, I'm assuming this is, or maybe they said it, but I'm thinking this is like an Halloween theme type of thing. I'm not sure. Whatever. It was a shoot where they're actually going to do some scary type of Halloween haunted house type of thing at an actual slaughterhouse. An actual slaughterhouse. The models were taken to an actual slaughterhouse to perform this shoot, and they were dropped off in utter darkness. Now, one of the things that I liked about this shoot is that I'm not sure if they went to makeup and had makeup put on them or what. They seemed like they didn't have any wardrobe. It wasn't a fashion shoot at all. So they were just wearing their regular street clothes. And it was all about them striking a pose based on being horrified and being scared, which was kind of cool because you had to like convey some kind of sexiness along with the scaredness, being afraid kind of thing. And I guess you kind of had to act for, you had to act for this thing, so they take everybody there. Everybody is scared shitless, okay? They're in pitch darkness, you can actually tell that the cameras have night vision, so you can actually see what their reactions are, but you can tell that they don't know what's going on. They can't see each other, and it looks like it could be kind of intimidating. It could be kind of scary. Some of the people, some of the girls, I should say, were a little more intimidated because they were just in utter darkness and just couldn't see anything, and that could be somewhat scary. That's scary, just to be in a room of pitch darkness. On the other end, you know you're on a show. You know nothing harmful is going to really happen to you, but still, there's a psychological factor that plays into that, right? So Chantel, being the one that won between her and Ben, is actually the first one called. Okay, so Chantel gets called, and they have this scary, menacing voice that sounds like, I don't know, the devil from the third realm of hell call everybody's name on some like sound effect or something like that. It was kind of cool, pretty cool, kind of funny at the same time. But Chantel gets called in, and they have like this whole haunted house series set up, and it was actually pretty cool because they had actual people, like actors. I'm assuming they were actors that were dressed in makeup and garb and this whole scary thing, and they were actually grabbing and touching the models as they walked through this maze, this horror maze, so to speak. Things were dangling from the ceilings. We could see all this stuff as an audience, but they obviously couldn't see it, and it was pretty scary for them. It was pretty scary for them. I think for the audience, well, the audience probably experienced some of what they experienced. I'm sure some of the guys maybe thought it was kind of funny, and then the girls, like I said before, thought, it was a little more intimidating or whatever. But again, it's still intimidating to be out of your element and to still have to perform. So Chantel goes first, and she does her thing. And as soon as you get to like this clear open area of where Cobra Snake, and I believe Yutsai is the one that directed that shoot. Actually he was. And they got to this open area. The next thing you know, it's like it turns into a photo shoot. So he's like, stop being scared and start performing. And like just flashes are going off, and they have to like start striking all these poses. And of course, Cobra Snake is going to catch the best pose, the best party pose or whatever that is struck by the models or whatever, right? So everybody went through the maze or the haunted house. It was so funny because Rayleigh, I'm sorry, I had to call you out on this, but everybody saw it. You came through the maze and you were scared, but Rayleigh was actually facing the wrong way, the wrong direction, when it was her time to actually strike a pose and start taking pictures. She was the only one that this happened to. But to her defense, I guess you can say she's, just look in the direction where the flash is coming. But I mean, once your eyes adjust, you're in pure darkness. There's no lights, and the next thing you know, it's like a flash is flickering. Like, how do you know where it's coming from? So there's two ways I guess you can look at that thing. It just doesn't look good following up the runaway shoot where she came halfway down the runway. I think Rayleigh is like too much in her head and thinking too much and worrying too much and too anxious. I think if she just is more natural and just gets a little more comfortable in her own skin, she could perform a little better. That's just my opinion. Simply because she's taken herself out of her element. She's worrying about her parents' situation and how much this will impact her life if she is able to win America's Next Top Model instead of just being herself, being comfortable in her skin and performing. Shy had a picture. You couldn't see her face. So the picture that got chosen was one that you really couldn't see her face. You could see her hair like being flung about, so to speak, or she was like doing something with her head, and you couldn't see her face. And of course, as an actor or a model or anyone, you want to see someone's face so you absolutely know who you're looking at. Even if your face is in the camera and your eyes are looking down and away, the audience or the viewer is not really able to make that connection. So it's really hard to rate or get a good or make a connection with that photo or with that scene or whatever it is. We saw Adam. Adam did his thing. I've seen Adam pick up a few tricks from a couple of the other models that may work for him, plus the coaching. He's doing much better than obviously than beginning. He's consistently going like this, and they mentioned that later on, that he's consistently going like he's consistently increasing in skill because he's paying attention to what's going on, and just learning and picking it up. Keith did pretty much the same thing Keith does. Keith is a good looking, he's a handsome guy, and he kind of just did his Keith sexy thing. I don't know what that is, the Tyson Beckford thing, persona, whatever you want to call it. But this episode was very mediocre for him. And he's had, last episode was like for him too. And I think that Adam has edged him out on the guy side. Will has been pretty consistent. Will won Best Picture last week, so Will is actually a top contender actually when it comes to the guys. He didn't feel comfortable with his body, but we're going to talk about that a little later with the actual photo shoot that happened later on in episode 10. Will did his thing for that shoot as well. Everybody did their thing. There was a couple of shots that were just like, but Chantel came away with the top photo for that. And Shy mentioned that she didn't want to lose to Chantel for whatever reason, and she didn't like it that Chantel came in first. And I don't know. I think they get this arrogant vibe from Chantel, and they don't like how she comes off in the house. Especially, it seems like it's more the girls. The guys they look like they're kind of indifferent, or they really don't care so much as far as that's concerned. When they all get back to the house, however, I guess there were some things that were shared with Chantel and Lennox, and Chantel mentioned some things about how it was so much fun on the other side, like where all the other contestants that got eliminated were like, you know, they're waiting and they're in this like this holding tank type of thing, waiting to see if they're going to be the ones to come back and compete for America's Next Top Model, Cycle 21, to be the winner, right? So the girls kind of didn't like the comments that she made or whatever, but to her defense, they were already on the fence about Chantel to begin with. They didn't like the fact that she was the one that came back into the competition. So I'm thinking maybe there's some insecurities there. Maybe they're thinking, okay, well, although she has quote unquote vitiligo, this is actually working in her favor based on the fact that she can model, and she has this extra added quality to being a model that no other model that we know of, really. I mean, maybe there are some models out there that I don't know of. If you guys know, let me know. You guys can actually call in right now, 424-253-0504, 424-253-0504. I don't know if there's any other models out there with vitiligo that are doing it like how she's doing it, but this girl is working and she's doing her thing. So maybe this was like one of the things that was kind of intimidating, because I think a lot of us were really shocked when she got eliminated to begin with. The fact that when Chantel got eliminated, we were all somewhat like, wait a minute, Chantel's gone home already this soon? Okay, so it's gonna be one of those kind of episodes. And then we weren't shocked when Romeo got sent home for headbutting Adam, but at the same time, we were kind of shocked that he actually headbutted Adam to begin with, because Romeo was a strong contender and just kind of like took himself out of the whole competition with that idiocracy, if that's a word. But you guys know what I mean, right? So now we're dealing with the intimidation of Chantel coming back, or the insecurity that she poses, right? Especially now that she's won the first challenge that she performs in and comes back to. Now I'm sure everybody's thinking like, should this girl have been eliminated to begin with? Was this all a ploy? Is this part of the show? Was this a conspiracy? Like, I'm sure there's a million and one things going through their minds. Anyway, Lennox she wants to share with the group, just as she shared with Mariana, the thing that Denzel said, just sharing just to share. Like, sharing is caring, right, Lennox? Anyway, so why tell the rest of the group what Chantel is saying? This, I don't understand. Maybe somebody else can enlighten me or enlighten the other rest of the audience that is thinking the same thing. Why would Lennox go and share these things with the rest of the group? Was it to actually cause a stir? Was it casual? Just like, I don't know, she doesn't even want to be here. Like, whatever, blah, blah, blah. She said it was more funny on the other side. Or was it like she didn't even say? Like, how was it? Because, you know, I only watched the episode once. I don't know how many times you guys may have watched it. But for me, it was something that was really dismissive. And maybe that's part of Chantel's psychological battle. This is a competition. And who cares? If she really doesn't want to be there, wouldn't that be more of incentive for you to feel confident about yourself? Somebody else is in a competition who says they really are not all about the competition, that competition, but they enjoyed themselves more with the eliminated contestants and they really weren't feeling like being there, blah, blah, blah. Whatever was said verbatim, whatever was inferred to, you guys know what I'm talking about if you saw the episode, right? So what difference does it make if Chantel doesn't want to be there or what she said? Why is there this drama? It's so unnecessary at the same time as television. So whatever, right? So let's talk about Will. Will got a Tyra treat. He got to call his parents as a part of the package for winning Best Picture last week. And as he was talking to his parents on the phone, he didn't realize that they were actually at the house and they were sneaking up on him, and he was surprised by his parents, which was a great treat. It was awesome to see that happen. I mean, you know, these contestants are young and they're pretty much, for less of a better word, amateurs, right? They're looking to get discovered and to be taken out of your element from wherever you're from. I mean, this guy is a dance teacher of little girls. He's a very kind-hearted guy. Just happens to be a good-looking dude, right? And now he's taken out of his element and he's thrust into this very, very cutthroat Hollywood reality show, and he is dealing with some real life issues. Kudos to him. Kudos to his parents for actually, you know, showing up and supporting him. I think that helped empower him to, you know, just get out there and give it his all, which he has been able to do, especially since his dad's like a guy's guy, football coach, and he's like, you know, son, get out there and do your thing. That's not what he said, but that's the feeling that you got, that he totally had his dad's support and his mom's support. And oh, I think we have a caller. Let's see. Go ahead and push him in, Alexis. Let's see who we got on the line. But I'm glad that Will got that vote of confidence from his folks. It was great. Caller, who's on the line?
Hey, this is Chris.
Chris, how you doing? You have a question or a comment?
I just had a question.
Yeah, what's up?
I just want to know, do you think that Chantel, her first, that she's arrogant now because she got the comeback, or why do you think that she's arrogant?
Well, you know, this is one of the things that some of the other contestants thought. So I was just kind of voicing what some of the other contestants were saying, that they kind of thought she might be arrogant. And then Tyra actually mentioned something at panel. Do you remember that? About maybe she's kind of defensive because she grew up with her condition. Do you remember that?
Yeah, I remember that.
How do you feel? Do you get that feeling that Chantel is arrogant, or do you just think she's just confident in herself? How do you feel about it, Chris?
I think she's focused on the competition.
That's good. I mean, I kind of see that as well. I also see that growing up, how she grew up, having to deal with bullies and people picking on her or whatever, how she could potentially have built a wall for people or from people that she doesn't trust or know or whatever, because it's been hard for her, you know, and if you want to survive and actually push forward and accomplish, that there has to be some level of protection and defense for herself. But
yeah,
go ahead.
I think it was rigged because, like, how did she get best photo? How did she get best photo the day she comes back? I'm not sure if that was because of her disease or they're trying to play it up for us, or whether that, you know, she deserved it. Because I think that she didn't have the best photo. I think that Shy had the best photo.
You thought Shy had the best photo?
Yeah.
That's interesting. I mean, you know, the thing I didn't like about Shy's photo, and Shy takes amazing pictures, and she's an awesome model, but you couldn't see her face. And that's the only thing about that picture that I didn't like. You couldn't really see her face, and I think that is what hurt Shy on that photo.
I agree, but I don't think she should have got a 6 though from Kelly. Kelly doesn't like her, I think.
Yeah, Kelly. I think Shy is proving Kelly wrong though. I think Kelly is gonna be proven wrong about Shy, because Shy is actually performing and she's putting up good numbers right now. She's competing. She's in this competition. Is Shy your front runner?
Yeah, I think I think Keith is gonna win though.
You think Keith is gonna win?
Yeah, I think it's gonna be a guy. I think Keith is gonna win.
Okay. All right. Thanks, Chris. Well, we appreciate you calling in, and thanks for watching.
All right, thank you.
No problem. So there's somebody right there who thinks that Shy is right up there up top, but she thinks Keith might edge it out. I'm not sure. I want to know what you guys think as well. Again, you guys can call in 424-253-0504, 424-253-0504. We left off talking about Will. His parents encouraged him, and now we have to get ready for this next shoot. We see Miss J and Utah come and talk to the panel about HIV and AIDS awareness and safe sex and abstinence and whatever. And the next shoot is going to be something that kind of inspires that whole campaign, right? So, and Tyra's going to be there actually. So Tyra like kind of co-directed it. I don't know. I want to say if she kind of co-directed it, but Yusai was there being Yusai's crazy self, crazy, and I don't mean crazy in a bad way. Yusai is actually probably one of the most talented photographers that you've ever seen, and you can tell he's playing it up just a little bit for the camera, but the dude is talented and he knows what he's talking about, and he actually coaches right on point. Because when you saw Keith go up there and get on that platform, he looked like a dead fish, and he told him to wake up, and he yelled at him, and you can see you thought that he was supposed to take a picture while he was, I don't know what he was doing. It was like really, really weird. And the fact that Adam got up on the platform, took his pictures, and performed like he did, it took like 8 frames. Adam did like 8 frames, did a backflip off the damn stage, and they were telling Keith the whole time to take notes. Look at Adam and take notes, which is hilarious. The arc of Adam in this competition has been incredible. He was the guy who had no experience, nothing, grad student. Now he is the one to take notes from. Hilarious. I think this is so funny. But hey, it is what it is. Everybody else was kind of like, so whatever, except for Chantel. Chantel wins the panel, and Shy comes in second to her. Shy. I know Shy was upset about that, losing to Chantel. So Chantel is definitely in this. We didn't talk about the also all present Mariana this episode, simply because Mariana just seemed to be out of it, and Denzel is probably part of that distraction that she didn't have that person, that go-to person. And it wasn't even so much of the fact that it's a guy she's messing with, it's a support system that was developed away from the intimacy as well. So now that is gone. And the irony behind how her and Rayleigh ended up at the bottom, when Mariana talked so much crap to Rayleigh, and Rayleigh edged Mariana out, and Mariana went home. I predicted that Rayleigh was going to go home last week, and she did not. And you would have thought that she would have went home this week. Rayleigh is in it. She's in it to win it. Rayleigh, stop. Get out of your own head. Get comfortable and get in this competition, girl, because you're in this competition. Mariana, you had to go home. Maybe you could spend some more time with Denzel if you can catch him offset from his new Tyler Perry series. Okay? So I don't have any predictions for next week because you don't know what's going to happen. When Chantel got kicked off, that showed me you had no idea what was going to go on. When Romeo headbutted Adam, that lets you know that you didn't know anything that was going to happen. So I have no idea who's going to go home next week. There's so much competition, but I'll tell you right now, if Keith doesn't get his act together, he very well may be going home soon. He has to get his act together because all you have left is Will and Adam, and they're stepping up every week. I don't know. Keith, that's all I'm going to say about it, bruh. That's all I'm going to say. Step your game up. Step your game up, bruh. Will, Adam, keep doing your thing. Everybody else is performing. Shy, Ray Leah, Lennox. Lennox is very, very consistent, and she always has been. Just stop sharing and caring, Lennox. That's all I'm going to say. Until next time, I'm your host, Thaddeus Massey. You can find me on Instagram, at Twitter, at Club Thaddeus, and GQJedi.com. Monday Night Football here. You can find me here also on Sundays for Homeland and Thursdays for How to Get Away with Murder from Shondaland, starring Viola Davis. Until next time, After Buzzers, peace.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.